Little People, Big Dreams, Jean-Michel Basquiat. Written by Maria Isabella Sanchez Vega, illustrated by Luciana Lozano. What do you think the book is going to be about? Jean-Michel was a talented boy from Brooklyn whose mother was Puerto Rican and father was Haitian. He was only 4 when he started drawing, eager to show the world what a great artist he could be. Have you guys ever heard of the word Haitian? For Jean-Michel, a perfect Saturday was going to Manhattan with his mother to visit its wonderful museums. Back home, he spent all afternoon drawing cartoons on a scrap paper while listening to music with his father. Have you ever been to Manhattan? One day when he was 7, Jean-Michel was hit by a car while playing in the street. He had to rest in bed for weeks to help pass the time. His mother gave him the most useful present he could have received, an Tommy book. Jean-Michel was hit by a car that must have really hurt. Skulls, teeth, guts, skin, skeletons. The book was simply fascinating. Going through its pages, Jean-Michel realized how powerful and fragile the human body is. He decided to use all he had learned in his paintings. Do you know what the word anatomy means? Have you ever thought about the human body? Things turned upside down when his mother got ill. Jean-Michel dropped out of school and ran away from home. Luckily, he found his place in City Art School, an unconventional setting where he met other artists like him. Why do you think Jean-Michel ran away from home? Not long afterward, the city of New York woke up with messages spray painted on the buildings all over Manhattan. They were signed a name that Jean-Michel and his friend Ideas had made up, Samo. Why do you think him and his friends spray painted the city? It was the beginning of the graffiti era, and Jean-Michel was at the center of it. In the blink of an eye, he went from selling T-shirts and homemade postcards to becoming the new star of the art scene. Locked up in his studio, Jean-Michel spent hours on the floor mixing pencils, oil sticks, and crayons with cut-up quotes he found in comics and history books. The result was a beautiful mess of paintings that people fell in love with. I connected to him on this page because he's always locked up in his studio and I'm always locked up in my room. Jean-Michel believed that everyone deserves a place in art. Instead of painting kings and queens like many other artists, he turned his paintbrush to waiters, cooks, prisoners, and himself. If there was someone he wanted to meet, it was the famous Andy Warhol, one of his idols. After that first lunch, Jean-Michel went home and within 2 hours he sent Andy a wet painting of the two of them. Were you surprised when he met his idol? It was the beginning of a great friendship. Jean-Michel and Andy spent lots of time together, working, painting, and going to parties. They were the brand new painter and pop art legend, the craziest pair on the scene. In less than 10 years, Jean-Michel made thousands of paintings and drawings, but he was also a poet, a musician, and a graffiti prodigy who influenced the work of many artists that came after him. And by painting life in his own unique way, Jean-Michel became one of the most important artists of the 20th century. The talented child who once told his father, "Papa, I'm going to be famous." Wrap-up questions. Do you think it was a good idea for him and his friends to spray paint the city's property? Do you like painting? If so, what do you like to paint? How do you think Jean-Michel running away from home affected his mom?